Okay, so let's talk about the menu and its kill count because the menu really slowly starts to accumulate bodies, but by the end of it, it definitely has a big explosion. So, of course, very much so, spoilers ahead. If you have not watched the menu, check out the menu, check out my review for the menu, check out my ending explain, and then come back to the kill count or whatever you want to watch. If you don't care about spoilers, of course, just stick around. But let's talk about the menu in itself because I think this is one of those movies you just have to see on the big screen. Top five for my like personal list of top movies of 2022. That list should be coming out shortly as soon as I watch a couple more movies, and then I could think I can definitely make a very much so concrete list of my favorite movies. What a year! 2022 is going to go down as one of the best years for movies in a long time. But let's talk about it because this movie does stack up those skills. So pretty much you have a group of elitish douchebags that go out to go eat at this very prestigious, pristine restaurant that you can only very much so be invited to, and you still pay a pretty good amount as well to dine there. And it is a dinner that is served by one of the biggest chefs in the world, who is Julian, and he is going to serve you up just right, and he does in this movie. So what eventually starts off as feeling like just some jabs at the elite and the rich quickly turns deadly and quickly turns dark in a matter of one course to another, because from the course where they're pretty much getting all of their secrets revealed and all of that through the tortillas, they then see somebody actually off themselves right in front of them, and that is kill number one, sous chef Jeremy, who will never live up to chef and who is definitely one that doesn't feel adequate enough to become anything more than what they already are, and sort of feels that their life has sort of felt hopeless up until this point. And so that's going to be your first kill right there as he creates the dish, the mess. And yes, everybody was a mess after this, trying to scramble to get out, but of course to no avail, nobody was left to get out. We then have the next one, who is going to be the one that has the leash on Chef, the one that is sort of pulling him from going full on out what his plan today, and that is the investor that invested into his restaurant, kept him open during COVID as they had, and he still was like, I don't care. You're going down with me. And that is going to be the angel investor Soren, who the tech bros, the finance bros, whatever you want to call them, were working for. And then we just see him be brought down to drown in the angel wings and everything because he is the angel investor. And now Chef is free to do as he pleases, but still there is a couple of more things he has to get straightened out before he can do the grand finale, which we'll talk about in a bit. So then we see that Tyler, who knew what was going on, who knew what was the whole plan of the night, that everybody was going to die, and he wanted to come die, but he couldn't do it because he didn't have a date. So he enlisted Margot and Pater to come with him in order for him to experience this beauty of a menu and pretty much get killed. Now be confronted by Chef about what he did, and also about his snobbery towards food and feeling superior to them, even though he might not even know how to cook. So after a humiliating round of him trying to cook the poorest attempt at some lamb that the chef probably has seen, he then is instructed to go to the back and off yourself. So Tyler is number 3, with him going to the back with shame and offing himself. We then have our fourth kill of the night, where we see Elsa, who is sort of Chef's second hand, right hand, all of that, feel a certain type of way about the way that now Chef is talking to Erin, who of course is Margot, but then is revealed her real name is actually Erin, is sort of becoming a favorite in Chef's eyes, and sort of is this new person that might replace her in her mind. And she's just like, I'm not going to let that happen. I've worked too hard. This is not how it's going to go. We see her and Margot go one-on-one at the kitchen, and eventually Erin does get the best of her, killing her with a knife through the throat, and gone. So, of course, now we have the final tally coming up with the final dish that Chef will prepare, and that is going to be the s'more, where he will incinerate everybody and blow the whole place up. And we see that Erin is allowed to leave because she has ignited the passion back in Chef and made him feel something he hasn't felt in a long time. And we'll talk about that in my ending explain, so go check it out. But we'll also do another video talking about passion and themes in this movie as well later this week, so stay tuned for that. But this is definitely where we get the most kills right here, right now. So with all of the other guests here, we count about like 8 to 9 people, and then also counting the chefs as well as the chef himself, Julian, and the sommelier, and everybody else involved here. This was my second time watching it. I try to count as many as I could right there, but we basically counted about 30 people that actually died in that fiery explosion, counting everybody in the kitchen and the staff and all of that. So in total, we could probably say we had about 33 to 34 people killed throughout this whole movie, as Margot Aaron just watches from the boat eating her cheeseburger. So definitely a lot of kills here, definitely a big ending to a very much so big movie in itself. And I really did enjoy how much of it was a lot of talking about passion, talking about sort of losing yourself at times when you're really into something, and by the end of it, it's not as fun, it's not that passion anymore, it is just work, it is just routine. And I think that that was definitely a big part about this movie, but we'll talk about that more in my other video I'm going to do for the menu. I just want to go over all of the kills, and the s'mores definitely has to be the thing that really took me out, because we saw people be put in this like marshmallow like clothing, a chocolate hat, and then the graham crackers sprinkled throughout, the alcohol, the gasoline, whatever you want to call it, the big gas barrel as well, and then the chefs and everybody just turning up the gas and ready for just that imminent explosion. Definitely has to be one of the most insane scenes I think this year, and definitely one I think a lot of people will talk about. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below about the kills in here. What do you think about them as well? Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers, and we will be doing a giveaway once we get to 30,000 subscribers. So make sure you are subscribed and notified, that bell on, so you know when that comes. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Check out my ending explained for Bones and all. Check out my other videos as well on the menu, and I have some other movies as well I'm going to be watching this week, which is going to be jam-packed with movies, Fablemans, Glass Onion, and so on and so forth. So let me know your thoughts and opinions, but as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. But as always, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the notification bell. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We are so close to 26,000. Once we get to 30,000, we will do a giveaway. Make sure you don't miss out on that. But also make sure that you are also hitting that notification bell. We got a ton of videos coming this weekend. We have a ton of movies to talk about. Check out all our other videos we've done, going back on some of the older movies we talked about, as well as some other movies that are older that we haven't talked about that we will definitely be talking about. We're trying to get as many things on the channel before the end of the year, and we're trying to get to 50,000. So follow us there. As always, stay safe, stay positive.